Before we get started, Blender has something called add-ons that makes things more efficient in Blender. For modeling, there are some specific add-ons that will really make life easier for us. So let me show you the add-ons that you need to enable in Blender. You simply go across to Edit, click on Preferences, and scroll down, or not scroll down, but click on Add-ons. And there are a lot of add-ons here, but these are the ones that I want you to take note of that you should enable. First of all, enable Bool Tool. And take note of it. Bool Tool is one. And then you scroll down until you see Edge Flow. So Edge Flow, you enable that. And then Edit Mesh Tools. This one here, Extra Mesh Objects. You simply need to click it to enable it if it's disabled. F2, enable that as well. Scroll down again. And Loop Tools. This is very important. Loop Tools. And this should be by default, no Wrangler. You don't need that now, but that is a common one to download. And I believe that's it. So those are the main add-ons that you want to enable before we get started. There are many ways to create this classic rounded arch in Blender. I'm going to show you one method and you're going to learn some tips and tricks along the way. So let me delete this and start afresh. And I've created a new collection and named it Classic Arch. So with the collection selected, we're going to press Shift A and let's add a mesh cube. I like to set my cube on the floor on the X-axis and Y-axis. So let's press GZ1 and it will move the cube up by one Blender unit. All right, so let's press 1 for front view. Are we going to go into edit mode? So press Tab to go into edit mode and press Control arrow to add a loop cut while hovering the mouse here. Left click and right click. And next we're going to press Control B to bevel. And we could drop it right here. Left click to confirm. Our operator panel is there. And we could switch this, or we could change this from 0.425 to 0.45. A nice width. This would be the width of the arch. All right. So let's delete these faces in between here. So press X and delete faces. And now we have these gaps here. So let's fill that. So in edge mode, we're in edge select. Press Alt, left click. And let's get this one time. So let's press Shift Alt left click and press F to fill those faces. Now we're going to switch to face select. So we can press 3 to the top of your keyboard or click on this button here, face mode. Click on this and shift left click on this. Now we're going to bridge these two faces here. So press Ctrl E and it says bridge edge loops. It doesn't look like an arch as yet until we change the number of cuts here. See that? So let's change it to like 9 and that should do. And there we have our rounded classic arch. But let's complete it and make it neat because we still have these faceted edges. So we're going to add a bevel modifier and then subdivision modifier to smooth it out. So let's add a modifier where we see the tool wrench. We can add modifier, generate bevel, and let's change the segments to 3, sorry, and change this to like 0.008. All right. And then we're going to add a subdivision surface modifier now. Okay, this is me from the future, and I thought I would interject here because what we're going to talk about next is the subdivision surface modifier. And that's one of the most important modifiers that we use when modeling. So let me tell you a bit about it. Basically, a subdivision surface modifier, it subdivides the mesh and it smooths it out. Let me give you an example. I've already added a torus here. And you'll notice that this torus is a low poly torus. And when we say low poly, we mean low polygon count. All right. If it is we want to smooth this out and subdivide it, we could add a subdivision surface modifier. So with it selected, I can add a modifier, generate subdivision surface, and immediately you will notice it already smooths it out even more than it was before. And if I increase the viewport levels here, it will smooth it out even more. All right. Keep in mind, what we see here is the viewport levels, and below that is the render levels. It simply means that the number that is here is the number that will subdivide in the viewport, but that doesn't affect the render. So if it is, for example, that the render is set to 1, then even if the viewport levels are 4 and it looks really smooth, when it's time for rendering, it will actually look like this here, because that is the level it is set at for render for 1. All right. And another advantage of the subdivision surface modifier, why I mentioned it is a very important one, is that it allows us to edit this mesh while we have the subdivisions. So let me show you. So let's say we subdivide this like 3 times. If I tab into edit mode, you'll notice when we press Alt A, you'll notice that we still have our initial or original mesh. We could edit that very easily. However, notice how challenging this will be if I apply this. So let's apply this modifier. Now all the subdivisions are edited. And you notice if I have to edit this mesh, how difficult it will be, because there are too many edges and vertices there that I have to play with. If I backspace, just to show you what we had before, our original low poly mesh was there. So now it's a lot easier to move and adjust our mesh. All right. So this is what I wanted to show you very briefly because it's so important. And now we can get back to the video and you'll understand a little better. So click on Add Modifier, Generate Subdivision Surface Modifier. And we can leave it at a viewport. Actually, let's increase the viewport level to 2 to match the render level. So what we see is actually what will be rendered out. And then it's still a little faceted. So we're going to right click and shade smooth. If we think it's too thick, we could tab into edit mode, press A to select everything. And we want to scale this along the Y axis. So press S, Y, and we could move the mouse. We could even hold control to get incremental scaling how we want it. Left click and drop that there. And if we think it's too tall, like if I press 1 for front view, it's a bit high. We could reduce the height. Again, tab into edit mode. Now we're going to box select the top here. But what will happen is that all these faces will be selected, but nothing to the back. So we have to make sure that we enabled X-ray. So we can click on this button, or you notice the shortcut Alt Z. So then when we press 1 for front view and left click and drag this top here, everything there, both front and back will be selected. And we can press G and Z. We can move it down to whatever height we want. Left click. And to come out of X-ray, we can press Alt Z. All right, tap out of edit mode. And there we have our classic rounded arch in Blender 5.0.